The 49ers put George Kittle on injured reserve yesterday, and that really hurts because by rule, he has to miss the next 4 games, half of which come against NFC West teams. Niners face the Cardinals in week 3 and the Rams on Thursday Night Football in week 5. This division's going to be close. Not having George Kittle for the next 2 division games is a massive disadvantage for San Francisco. Now, they were able to overcome it in week 1, obviously, for most of the game. We'll see what happens going forward, but this is devastating to both the pass game and the run game for the 49ers. Now, I've seen some Niners fans kind of mad at George Kittle. They say he's always injured. It's not really the case. Josh Dubow of the Associated Press had a really interesting tweet yesterday, and he pointed out that George Kittle has appeared in 14 games or more pretty much every year of his career except 2. One was 2020 when everybody was hurt, and the other is this year, obviously, because he's going to miss the 4 games by going on injured reserve. But George Kittle is usually in the lineup for the 49ers. Even if he gets dinged during the season, he usually guts it out. Obviously, not something he can do with this hamstring injury right now. In terms of what the 49ers do, well, it's really interesting. Even though they lost Kittle early in the game week 1 against the Seahawks, they were still in 2 tight end personnel 22% of the time. That is a huge increase from last year when they were only in 2 tight ends 7% of the time. I think the 49ers want to try and dictate to other teams what to do. They want to go 2 tight ends. If the other team bulks up to try and stop the run, the 49ers think Christian McCaffrey and Ricky Pearsall are enough to hurt you through the air. If you say, hey, we're not taking the bait, we're still going to play pass coverage, then the Niners say, great, we'll use our 2 tight ends and run you the hell over. I think that's sort of the strategy the Niners want to go with this year, at least until their wide receiver room kind of gets a little more figured out. They've had a lot of injuries there, and there's been a lot of change, certainly. So we'll see if the Niners continue that trend in week 2 against the Saints. It's a good option, especially if Brock Purdy can't go because of his shoulder and toe injuries. If Mac Jones is in there, you want to run the hell out of the ball and make things really, really easy for your offense. But the 49ers have a big test without George Kittle for the next 4. And one other sneaky thing to keep in mind. Kyle Juszczyk has actually been going to the tight end meetings during the preseason this year, kind of cross-training both at fullback and tight end. What if the 49ers want to get a little sneaky and use Juice at tight end and then maybe use Jake Tonges in the backfield as a fullback, or maybe just go with more Tonges this week as he kind of stepped up on the final offensive drive of the year for the Niners? We'll see. They've got some options. At least now they know Kittle won't be there, as opposed to losing him in the middle of the game like they did last week. But Kyle Shanahan's going to have to earn his money for sure. Turn your football knowledge into real money this season with the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy sports app that can turn game day into payday. It's super easy. Download the app and pick more or less on 2 or more of your favorite players. You can see the app on my screen right now. It is very easy. I have my picks. I'm going to go to the Super Bowl rematch, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Philly's going to beat them again, quite frankly. They played really well the first 2 times. I'm going to take Philly again. Specifically, I'm going to take Jalen Hurts more than 41.5 rush yards. I think he's going to continue to rely on his legs early in the season. So I'm going to go Jalen Hurts there. And then for the Chiefs, I'm down on Travis Kelce. He was terrible last year, and he started this year by injuring one of his teammates in the first game. I'm going to take Travis Kelce less than 53.5 receiving yards in the game. Those are my 2 favorite picks for that Super Bowl rematch. If you want to make the picks, download the Sleeper app, choose more or less from the predicted stats, and you can win up to 100 times your money if your picks win. Just use our promo code GSP. You'll get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Operational in more than 25 states. Check out Sleeper today.